Hi everyone, welcome to video 7, and this one is doing our cluster of leaves again, but doing it differently with our, I don't know whether to call it feather stroke, flicking, eyelash flicking, but yeah, it's actually doing your lines, not just circular motions. So let's get started on that. Okay, so I'm going to use the thin side again. And I'm going to come up through the center of my leaves. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is come up through the center of each of my leaves. And just remember, you never have to have your centers going straight. They can be curved. It's not a problem. Okay, so we're going to go, you can either work down or you can work up, but I'm going to work down. So I'm going to start from the top and I'm just going to work this down. So from the line, and I call it like a little flick because you're just flicking it down to the other end where it's the ink is. So we're just flicking it down, trying to keep it straight. It's not a curved flick, it's just a straight flick. So we're just going to come down to our bottom. So I'm just coming back up over that with that flick again to just fill in some of the little gaps. So you can sort of see you've got a completely different type of leaf this time. You've sort of got the ink coming around here. It's not completely filled in, more filled in from the center. So we're coming down from the top, okay, and we're going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to say these tools are fantastic to work with. They really, really are great to hold. Yeah, you don't get as much pain, or your arm doesn't get as tired. They're really great to hold on to. I really love them. So you can sort of see we've got our first leaf happening. We're starting from the top, so we're doing them all the same, starting from the top, and we're coming down. Okay, so we're coming down from the line in the center, down towards our ink line of the leaf. So beautiful flicking lines, and you're lifting your pen up each time, or your stylish tool each time, and bringing it down towards that center line that you've drawn in. Okay, so that you're sort of not dragging it backwards and forwards. You're not going like that. You're actually coming down and lifting and coming down and lifting and coming down and lifting and coming down and lifting. Okay, so you're sort of coming down and lifting, not scribble. It's the only way I can explain it. Okay, so you're lifting it up each time. Come back down over it a second time, or go back up over it a second time. It doesn't matter which way you go. And this way you'll get a little bit darker towards the center and lighter towards where your ink area is. Coming down again, so we're coming down from the top on that angle. Okay, so we're coming down on that angle. I've seen a lot of people do this and they go up one way and down the other, and then they realize they've done it wrong. So just make sure that you're always coming from the top downwards. Okay, because that makes it easier for you to remember. Okay, so you've got your leaves happening now. They're looking different. This one I've done right on the line, this one under the line, this one I've done either side of the line right near the line, so it's going to change the effect. Okay, so if you want it right on the line, make sure that you start right on the line. Okay, and then you come down each time right on the line, that center line that you've drawn, and flick it out. Okay, so just keep doing this. Okay, so I'm just looking at this because when you're looking at from this side, this one's going over the top. So we're coming down from the top this way, so we're coming down this way. Okay, so we're coming down, whoop, still on that angle. Make sure you're doing it on the angle. So make sure you got your angle right. Nearly did it the wrong way. Okay, so you can sort of see the leaf in there. You may need to go back and just work over it, but just keep turning it over so you can sort of see where you're coming from. Okay, so that's the important thing. So you're starting from the line, from the top, and you're coming down to your ink mark. And I'm sort of looking to see which way I want to go with over the top. I'll go over the top with this one. Okay, so you can sort of see how you're getting your leaves in now. So we've got this one, so from the top, which the top is the furthest away from the center. Okay, so the top is the furthest away from the center. So except for this one here, that's over the top of this one. But come down, doing your little flicks. Turn it over, see if you like it, and then come down and do the flicks on the other side. You can come back over it a few times if you have to, okay? That's not a problem, but just remember it's got to be lighter towards the ink side. So heavier in the center seam where you've done your line, but heading your lines out or your flicks out lighter. And that's why I say flick, because you're sort of lifting it up. You're flicking it, but you're doing it heavier towards the line that you've drawn, but not the ink one. You're coming in softer there. Okay, so you can sort of see you're getting all this very different type of leafing happening here with all the stem. You might want to come in and do some of these a little bit closer on this one. So I might want to do this one just a little bit closer. So I might want to just come in and touch this up. When you look on the other side, you can sort of see where you want to touch things up a little bit. Okay, really like that. Now we're going to do this one because it's over the top. We're going to start at the point, not at the stem. Okay, so it's the one that's going over the leaf. So when you're looking at it, it's this big oval one. You've got your stem down here with 2 leaves on this side. It's a single leaf over this side. So we want to start off at the top and we're coming down. And you can work out whether you want to come down or whether you want to work up. It's entirely up to you. Like some people, if you're left-handed, might want to work the opposite way. And look, that's fine. I know I've had some left-handers in classes before and they do work the opposite way. So that's not a problem. It still comes out the same. It's just that you're working to suit your hand. Okay, so come down with this one, flicking, flicking. Don't forget to practice, because practice makes perfect on these. Okay, because it's getting used to the tool and getting used to stretching your vellum. Okay, because it is different to working with a pencil or ink. It's different, so you can sort of see where we can getting leaves, shapes of leaves now, very different to the solid one, but just as pretty. Okay, now this is our last one, and this is the one that some people get stuck on because it's you've got half of. So where you've got your, on the back here, where you've got the shape of your other leaves, you've got to come to it but not on it. Okay, so you're sort of coming down from your ink and then down smaller, coming down and then coming down smaller. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So turn your paper to suit yourself. So heavier at the line that you've drawn, but coming, lifting up that flick towards the ink line to make it softer. Okay, so that you get the shape of the other leaves. Always lift up and check to make sure that you've got it happening okay, and where you may need to just come in just a little bit more. Okay, and then the same with this side here. Don't forget, you're lifting your tool. You're lifting it each time. You're not dragging it backwards and forwards like that. You're lifting, 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 lifting. So you can sort of see that you're getting like a little flick. Okay. So practice it, because it helps to practice. Okay, this is where you want to have a look and just make sure that it's all coming in really good together. And I've got a little bit just down this bit here. Yep, beautiful. Okay, so when you're happy with it, then you can cut it out like we did with the other one. We cut the other one out. The other one was solid. This one is the line. Don't forget, you might want to come down on your line, which is your stems. Okay, you might want to come down with those stems. And then you're just going to cut around it. Now you can, once you've cut it, you can come back and do a little bit more stretching if you want to. Okay, it gives it a bit more shape and it curves the edges once you've got them beautifully cut and shaped. Okay. And take your stem off. You won't see a lot of your stem because it will be under, like you'll have flowers over it. But you can now see, I'm just going to put this up. I'm just going to hold them, put my finger in between the middle of them. But you can see the solid white to the flicking side. Can you see that? So you got the solid, and then you got the shapes. They both look good, just preference. I don't know if you can get it up closer so you can sort of see the lines. Okay, so that's how to do that. Now the next class we'll come back to, we'll put it all together as a card, so that's exciting too. So I will see you then. Bye for now.